What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH. This was another good episode. I'm definitely feeling more and more confident that that's probably Curtis's father. I'm starting to believe it because somebody was suggesting that that was Stella's boyfriend. I'm like, no. From where? From back in the day? They've already established that Marcus was the love of her life, and we've already met Marcus. So I doubt that's him. Um, I don't know who this man is. I'm definitely leaning more towards that he could be Curtis's dad. That he thought to be dead. And besides, it would add more drama. And if that was somebody from Stella's past, why wouldn't they just go up to Curtis? Why are they trying to be mysterious and hide and you know what I mean, watching him from afar? And yeah, it just doesn't sit right with me. I'm starting more and more to think that that's his father. It would make more sense the way he acting. He was over there sitting down talking to the bartender Nikita or whatever, about live bands, live music, and how Curtis picks the bands or whatever for the club or whatever. Um, but by the time Nikita mentioned the guy to Curtis, he was gone. I said, see, he's trying to avoid Curtis. Like you're avoiding Curtis seeing you, so that's telling me that you're related to him or you know of him or you know him in some capacity. So it's gonna be interesting to see, how this develops and see who this guy really is. Definitely interested. Curtis was kind of pissing me off with Jason though. He was really getting on my nerves when he was talking to Jason about Nina, talking about how Nina deserves a second chance and stuff like that. Curtis, I get that that's your friend, but stop doing that. Stop caping for her. Like seriously, she made her bed. She need to lie in it. Whatever happens where Wiley is concerned and Michael and Willow are concerned, that's between them. You know what I'm saying? Talking to Jason about this, what is it going to do for you and Nina? It's not going to help Nina's case. Jason is not going to go to Michael. He's not going to plead Nina's case to Michael. We all know Jason's not that type. He's not going to do it. He damn sure is not going to go to Carly and Sonny and try to plead Nina's case. So talking to Jason about this is a waste of your time. Big waste of your time. And if I was Jason, honestly, I would have had Curtis comp my beer for even having that stupid ass conversation. Like he would have had to give me a free beer for that conversation because it was just a convo that didn't need to happen, honestly. Because what did he expect Jason to do? He's not gonna talk on Nina's behalf. He don't like Nina like that. And after what she did, he definitely don't like Nina. So it's not gonna happen. So anyway, moving on from that, I totally understood where Portia was coming from. Like, she really did not want Trina anywhere near the Cassadines. And for that, I cannot blame her. I mean, if you think about it, who in their right mind would want their child mixed up with the Cassadines, knowing their history and the latest shenanigans that Nicholas has pulled? Nobody would want their kid nowhere near that family. Honestly, I mean, you would really have to be as nutty and demented as that family to want your kid around them. So I can't blame Portia for that. Um, but Portia did not agree with Ava having Spencer arrested, even though he did cross lines, legal lines. She didn't agree with it because now he has a police record. He has a criminal record now. I'm like, well, that's on Spencer. How is that Ava's fault? And besides, Ava did try to talk to him. She could have got the charges dropped because if he's convicted, he's gonna have a record. But that's his fault, though. You know what I'm saying? Ava could have easily dropped the charges right now if he played ball. He chose not to do that, so that's on him. I don't see anything wrong with Ava having him arrested. I really don't, because a privileged kid like Spencer, if she did not do, if she didn't take such a drastic measure, Spencer would have done probably worse. He would have felt like I'm the king of the mountain. I could get away with whatever I want. So I don't blame her for doing it. Because look at it like this. She had that boy arrested and he still has no remorse. He still is smug, privileged. You know what I mean? Like, look at his face when she went to go see him. He had that smug ass look on his face. I'm like, see, he didn't learn nothing. He didn't learn a lesson. So I don't think she went far enough, if you ask me. Um, I mean, I understand where Portia coming from, but at the same time, I didn't agree with her on that one. I say lock him up, throw away the key for the time being. You ever seen that show Scared Straight? That's what he need to be on. But knowing Spencer, he still wouldn't probably be scared. Hey, drastic measures sometimes. I do feel like he needs guidance. He does need tough love. He needs love, honestly. Um, and that's I think it's a conversation him and Nicholas needs to have. But as long as Ava's around and stuff like that, as long as Esme is around, there's not going to be any peace in Windermere between any of them. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got Esme chirping in his ear, he's not gonna listen to nothing nobody say. Which brings me to Britt. She was trying to strike up a deal with Nicholas where, he gives her information about the Cassadine holdings in Crate and, the whereabouts of her mother. In exchange, she'll talk to Spencer because he listens to her. I feel like her relationship with Spencer only goes so far. I don't feel like Spencer's really going to listen to Britt like that. I don't think he will. He may listen, but it's probably going to go in one ear and out the other. He's a boy on a mission at this point. You know what I mean? Spencer's not trying to listen to nothing nobody has to say. There's only a handful of people, maybe a couple people Spencer will listen to. Like Spencer, he'll listen to Britt, he'll listen to Sonny, he'll listen to Laura. But at this point, when he's in that mind frame and he's determined to hate Ava and to resent Nicholas, I don't think there's anything anybody can say that's going to change that kid right now. I don't think there is. I mean, Britt can take a shot at it, but I don't know if it's going to work. And Nicholas honestly wasn't trying to go for that deal because he felt like, what's the point of going for it when I can't tell you what you want to know? He was like, I don't know anything. He was like, the Cassadines, his family, he says, sold their holdings in Crate years ago. They don't have any property in that part of Greece anymore. But see, that's the thing. I'm like, just because Helena, Victor, whoever sold their properties out there doesn't mean they don't have access to those properties. Like they still have access to them even if they sold it. You know what I mean? And she just was like, well, just give me the address. Like tell me how to get to where the compound or wherever they used to, have places, property. Tell me where to go, how to get there. You know what I mean? But Nicholas still wants to hear him be a little douche. I did kind of like the scene though between him and Ava where he was giving her wedding rings back and stuff, and they was acting like they was all in marital bliss. We all know that's not gonna last too much longer. So anyway, Anna finally called Britt or whatever to let her know about the chaos that was going on in Crate. So she told her about all of that. She relayed it to Jason about Drew being shot and all the craziness. So now they're on their way to Greece. I mean, I'm happy that they're gonna be on the adventure too, but it's like I was really hoping Robert and Anna and Sam and Dante could have handled all of this mess without Jason being involved. I was really hoping so. They almost got it handled, almost. But Drew and Obrecht are still on the missing list right about now. It was kind of funny because after Valentine was shot, he was telling Anna that somebody else was missing, that somebody still needed rescuing, and that was Obrecht. Anna did not give a damn. Anna did not care. Anna was like, listen, I'm not leaving your side right now. Not until this chopper get here to bring you to the hospital. I am not leaving your side. Whatever's going on with everybody else up in here, somebody, the WSB can handle that. I'm not leaving your side. I said, I know that shit right, Anna. You know what? Anna, that whole scene right there reminded me, Anna is doing exactly what Tammy Wynette what she sung to the world to do. Y'all remember Tammy Wynette old song, Stand By Your Man? And that's what she doing. She's standing by her man. That's one of my favorite songs by Tammy Wynette. The late, great Tammy Wynette. I could listen to that song all day long. Stand by your man. That's the joint right there. Y'all better go YouTube that shit and go listen to it. It's inspirational. Y'all need to stand beside the person that you with. Be loyal. I'm just saying. All hell was just breaking loose up in Greece, though. I think I'm starting to have an appreciation for Peter, I think. Because as much as I cannot stand Peter, I have to give it to that slimy bastard. He is becoming quite the villain. I have to give it to him. He knows how to get himself out of sticky situations. because Robert shot at him like they were shooting back and forth at each other for a second. I'm like, Robert, hit his ass. But it was dark, so and Robert is older now, so he probably can't see that well in the dark. But I was like, shoot him, Robert. But of course, Peter ass done got away. Yeah, Peter is definitely a force right about now to be reckoned with. I mean, that man know how to slither. He know how to get away. Um, he's one of them villains right now I just love to hate, because I'm glad we actually have a villain on the show, because they killed off a lot of great villains. And Jerry Jacks, I wonder where the hell he at. Last time I heard, Jerry Jacks broke out of Steinmauer, so I believe he's still somewhere in the run. I hope we get to see Jerry at some point, because that was my dude. Jerry Jacks is like one of my favorite villains, especially with that accent. He was a force to be reckoned with as well. But listen, when Robert got to that bridge and he was looking down, Anna was like, "You can't see Drew? You can't see Drew?" He said, "No, my flashlight ain't big enough for that." I said, "Robert, take that jacket off, take your shoes off, jump your ass in that water. You ain't that old. Get up in that water and go dig around for him." But Robert was like, "Hell no." Robert was looking at that water like, I shall not. He was looking at that water like, I ain't getting in that cold ass water. I was kind of surprised though, looking at that scene, because you could see the blood coming out of Drew's mouth, but I thought he was done for. But Peter came up with another plan. Drew had on one of them little vests or whatever, so he ended up getting away. He looked like he was in a catonic state when he got in the car with Peter. He definitely looked like he was under that mind control. I said, damn, Peter done got away with Drew again. And they done handcuffed Drew, handcuffed Obret, because Sam and Dante was running around looking for Drew, but Victor was like, shit, we gotta find Lisa. He was like, we need to try to find Lisa before we find Drew. We need to find her. All they found in her cell was a needle on the ground, so my guess is she was drugged. And Drew ended up handcuffing her. I was like, damn, this is getting good. I'm loving this. And it was so funny. We finally got some backstory about how Victor and Helena ended up knocking the boots. And apparently it's because she suspected that, Mikos was messing around to her and she was heartbroken. And when Victor was talking about how Helena wasn't as ice cold as people thought, they was like, she is vulnerable. She does, she got a heart. She was sad and stuff like that about Mikos sleeping around on her and stuff. I said, I can't picture Helena sitting around boo-hooing. I really cannot. I cannot picture Helena sitting around crying. Oh, he cheated on me. I can't picture that shit. I just can't. I cannot. So he went over there to comfort her or whatever. And next thing they doing the do. And they basically created Valentine out of an act of passion. I just can't picture them fucking. I'm just saying, I cannot. Victor and Helena knocking boots. I would have loved to have been one of them paintings on the wall to be able to witness that. Oh my God. I wonder if she... I was going to shut my mouth right there, because I ain't even about to be nasty right now. I'm not even going to do it. Not today. Not today. But I just can't picture it though. I mean, him and her just in missionary position and her moaning and... Whew, Lord have mercy. It's taking me somewhere right now just thinking about it. And the shit was so hilarious because the look on Dante's face when Victor was telling that story was like, ill. It was like a mixture of ill with a side of intrigue. And Robert was just like, y'all about to make me throw up in my mouth right now. Robert was like, I don't want to hear this shit. It was like, I do not want to hear it. But Victor better recognize, because he was sitting there talking about Robert was out of his jurisdiction or whatever because he's the DA of Port Charles. Robert did not give a damn. He didn't care what jurisdiction he had or he don't have. He didn't give a shit. He said, listen, when it come down to the Cassadines, it's always going to be my business. Always. And I love that. Robert ain't give a damn. WSB or no WSB, he didn't give a shit. Robert was kind of annoyed though that Dante and Sam went to the compound or whatever, but Anna wasn't tripping. Anna was not tripping. She was like, listen, rules are meant to be broken. And she kind of had a feeling that that WSB agent was going to break the rules and let them go. It is what it is. At the end of the day, that's her child's father. She wanted to be there to find out what the hell was going on. And, Robert had to break the news to her that Peter was shot and fell into, that Drew was shot and fell into the water. Um, and that's what Peter is counting on. Peter is counting on people thinking that Drew is dead for real this time. But even Jason wasn't convinced when Britt told him. He was like, so still nobody. Because they know if there's nobody, then Drew ain't dead. And even Dante told Sam that. Dante was like, listen, we all know by now that Drew is very hard to kill. So he wasn't even tripping. Dante wasn't even worried about the possibility of Drew being dead for real this time. It ain't going to happen. Because they haven't found a body, even though the WSB got people, looking for him and searching and stuff. They know he not dead. Ain't no way. And of course, Anna was pissed because her man got shot, so she basically told Victor, "This shit is on you." She was like, "Whatever happens to Valentine, if he die," she was like, "This is on your hand." Because she was wondering why Victor wanted to claim Valentine as his son all of a sudden now. But he was like, "Shit, I thought we was gonna die." So it was like basically his death confession, basically. I was like, "Yeah, but you could have told him all this shit a long time ago. Why you wait till like now?" Like, dude, should have said this shit decades ago. Like, come on now. So, anyway, this was a pretty good episode. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought. And I will see you all later. Hope you all have a great day. Peace.